Part 5, The Fall of Otumba. For years, Otumba Agboola had lived as though his wealth was a fortress. His name opened doors, his presence commanded respect, and his riches gave him the illusion of invincibility. But life, like the wind, can change its direction without warning. The first signs. It began with a cough. At first, Otumba dismissed it as nothing more than stress or the dust of a boredom's dry season. But soon, the cough deepened, and a strange weakness settled in his body. One morning, while stepping out of his mansion, he collapsed on the marble steps. Panic spread among his household staff. His driver rushed him to the hospital, where doctors ran tests. "Chief," one of them said gravely, "we will need further investigation. This looks serious." Otumba frowned. "Do whatever you must. I can pay." And indeed, he paid. Millions poured into hospital bills, expensive treatments, consultations with specialists from Lagos to London. Yet, despite the money, his strength continued to drain. Wealth slipping away. The sickness became a shadow, following him everywhere. He could no longer attend business meetings with his usual vigor. Deals slipped through his fingers. Investments soured. One by one, his so-called friends disappeared. The same men who once toasted champagne in his living room stopped answering his calls. Those who had bowed before his agboda now avoided him. At home, his mansion grew quieter. The laughter of guests, the hum of parties, the sound of cars pulling in and out, all faded. The only constant was the soft voice of his daughter, Bola, who remained by his side. "Daddy, eat something," she would plead, holding a spoon near his lips. But Otumba often turned away, his pride bruised, his body frail. Bola's pain. For Bola, it was a torment to watch the once mighty man shrink before her eyes. She sat by his bedside, tears often hidden, as she remembered the father who once strode like a lion through the city. One evening, after another long day of caring for him, she sat quietly, her phone glowing in her hand. It was Beo's message, simple but full of care. "How is your father today?" Her heart trembled. She typed back, "He is worse. We've spent so much money, and nothing is working." Then, after a pause, she added, "Sometimes I feel helpless, Beo. I wish you were here." Beo replied quickly, "I may not be there, Bola, but I am with you. Tell me everything." And so, night after night, she shared her pain with him, her secret lifeline across the ocean. The breaking point. One evening, Otumba called Bola to his side. His once powerful voice was now a rasp. "Bola," he whispered, money is gone. I don't know what else to do. I have tried everything." Her eyes filled with tears. She hesitated, then spoke softly. "Daddy. Beo is a doctor now. In America. He's doing well. Maybe he can help." At the sound of the name, Otumba's face tightened. Pride flared, even in weakness. That boy. The Akora seller's son. "Daddy, please," Bola begged. "He is not the same poor boy you knew. He is a doctor now. He can help you." For a long time, silence filled the room. Otumba's pride wrestled with his pain. But at last, with a sigh that seemed to release years of arrogance, he nodded slowly. "Call him." They call. That night, Bola dialed Beo's number. The screen lit up, and soon his familiar face appeared. "Bola," he said warmly, but then his eyes caught the frail figure in the background. "Is that your father?" Tears blurred her vision. "Yes. He needs you, Beo." Beo's expression grew serious. "Send me his reports. I will arrange everything." And with those words, a new chapter began. The poor boy once despised was now the man with the power to save the great Otumba. Part 6, The Return of Beo. The next weeks moved like a whirlwind. Beo took charge with the calm precision of a man who had long prepared for this moment. He contacted specialists, arranged hospital admissions, and even managed the flight logistics. To Bola, it felt surreal. The same boy her father once rejected was now the one holding the key to his survival. The journey. Otumba had not traveled in years. As he was wheeled into the airport lounge, weak and shrunken, his pride clung stubbornly to him like a fading garment. He avoided looking at Bola, but she saw the struggle in his eyes. When the plane lifted into the sky, Bola reached for his hand. To her surprise, he didn't pull away. Instead, he closed his eyes, exhausted, the weight of both sickness and memory pressing down. Arrival in America. At the hospital in the United States, the staff greeted them warmly. But the true moment of shock came when Otomba saw the man waiting for them in a crisp white doctor's coat. It was Beo. Handsome, confident, steady as a rock. His once boyish face had matured, his posture carried both dignity and strength. The stethoscope around his neck was not just a tool, it was a crown, a symbol of his hard-won triumph. Otomba's eyes widened. His lips trembled, but no words came. Pride tried to rise, but weakness pushed it back down. "Chief," Beo said respectfully, his voice calm. "Welcome. You are safe here. I will take care of you." For the first time, Otomba looked at him not as the Accra seller's son, but as a man greater than himself. Healing. The treatment was long and delicate. Beo oversaw every step with a dedication that astonished even the other doctors. He checked Otomba's vitals personally, explained each procedure patiently, and visited him daily, sometimes late into the night. Bola watched with quiet pride, her heart swelling with love. Mama Beo, too, often came by, carrying food and speaking warm Yoruba words that comforted the ailing man. Weeks turned into months. Slowly, strength returned to Otomba's body. The cough faded, his appetite returned, and one morning, for the first time in years, he walked a few steps without aid. He sat in the hospital garden, breathing the cool air, when Beo came to check on him. "Doctor," Otomba said, his voice stronger, "you have done what all my wealth could not." Beo only smiled humbly. "I only did what was needed, sir." The breaking of pride. One evening, as the sun dipped low and painted the sky gold, Otomba called for Bola and Beo. They came into his room, expecting another routine check. But this time, Otomba's eyes glistened with tears. "Beo," he began, struggling to steady his voice, "I wronged you. I looked down on you because your mother fried Accra. I mocked your poverty, forgetting that wealth is not made of money alone. You have saved my life, when all my riches could not. Today, I bow to you in gratitude." He reached out and clasped Beo's hands tightly. "If my daughter still loves you, then take her. You are more than worthy." Bola's gasp filled the room. Tears spilled freely as she embraced her father, then turned to Beo, her heart bursting. Beo, overwhelmed, could only whisper, "Thank you, sir." A new beginning. News of Otomba's recovery, and of Beo's role, spread quickly. In hushed tones, the community spoke of how the mighty had been humbled, and how the poor had risen to honor. Bola and Beo's love, once hidden in the shadows, now stood in the light with her father's blessing. Mama Beo wept tears of joy, her years of sacrifice blossoming into glory. And Otomba, though still proud in spirit, carried a new humility in his heart. He had learned a truth deeper than gold. Never despise humble beginnings, for tomorrow belongs to God alone. Epilogue. Months passed, and the mansion in Ibadan, once quiet with sorrow, came alive again. But this time, the grandeur carried a different spirit, one not of arrogance, but of gratitude. The wedding. On a bright Saturday morning, the streets leading to Otomba's estate overflowed with people. Cars lined the road, and drums beat joyfully as guests in colorful osoebi arrived. The air was alive with the aroma of jollof rice, grilled chicken, and puff-puff frying in large pots. It was the wedding of Bolana Agbula, daughter of the once proud Otomba, to Dr. Adebeo, son of the Accra seller. Bola, radiant in her lace gown, walked down the aisle with her father by her side. Otomba, though still recovering, held his head high, but this time, his pride was not in his wealth, but in the humility of his lesson and the joy of his daughter. When he placed Bola's hand in Beo's, his voice trembled as he declared, "Take care of her, my son. You are the kind of man I once could not see. May God bless you both." Mama Beo wept openly, her wrapper soaked with tears of joy. "Oh, see my son. From Accra store to doctor, from dust to glory. God is faithful. The crowd cheered, and the couple sealed their vows with a kiss. Love finally vindicated. A changed man. In the months that followed, Otumba became a different man. He no longer flaunted wealth as a weapon. Instead, he used what remained of his resources to sponsor scholarships for poor but brilliant students, so that no child of Accra sellers would be mocked again. Neighbors marveled at the change. Pride once blinded him, they whispered, but life gave him wisdom. A new life abroad. Bola soon joined Beo in America, where they built a life of love and service. Their home was filled with laughter, Mama Beo's gentle voice singing Yoruba hymns in the kitchen, Bola's laughter echoing through the halls, and Beo returning each evening in his doctor's coat, his heart always grateful. And though ocean separated them from a burden, their story lived on there like a living proverb. The lesson. Children whispered it in play, elders recited it in gatherings, and even traders spoke it in the marketplace. Do not despise humble beginnings. For the son of an Accra seller may one day save the life of a king. And thus, the story of Otumba, Bola, and Beo was etched into memory, an African tale of love, pride, fall, and redemption.